Hello, friends. Hello, hello. My name is Janessa Oriel. I'm the head of community here at Cell with Amy, and I'm so excited to be able to be here for Thursday Live. Now, last week we chatted a little bit about celebrations and how it is really important to take some time to honor the opportunities to celebrate your success, or maybe celebrate your journey. Today, we're going to talk about the exact opposite. We're actually going to dive back to chatting about how you can get success with little bitty baby steps. If we're talking about um, if we're talking about being able to achieve success, oftentimes that comes from literal daily decisions. And so the app will occasionally remind you that you've got this or say something inspirational up here. But the real goal is if you're opening your app daily and you're spending 5 to 10 minutes a day, and I know you're going, Janessa, that sounds so easy. And I'm going to tell you, yes, it does. But in reality, sometimes you open this and you go, this is a little terrifying. Like, I don't necessarily want to spend time doing these 16 to-dos because it feels monumental. Or maybe you have 84 to-dos, or maybe you have an excess of 100 to-dos. However, tackling to-dos 5 to 10 minutes a day or at a time. If you have over 100 to-dos, tackling your business 5 to 10 minutes at a time, multiple times throughout the day. We have a lot of friends who work full-time jobs here. And oftentimes they say, I can't do this because I have a full-time job. And I'm here, oh my goodness gracious. I'm here to tell you, full-time job or not, this app was genuinely developed for those with full-time jobs. This app was developed to be able to allow you to, especially if you work in a very structured corporate environment where there's 15-minute breaks, lunch breaks at 30 minutes, and then you go home, right? Including commute time. I'm going to share with you, there's a couple times throughout the day that you can get these 5 to 10 minutes done. And if you don't have a full-time job, or maybe your full-time job is flexible or something to that effect, you can still take cues from these periods of time throughout the day. So we have a number of friends who actually tackle their to-dos before their feet hit the floor. Whether you're on that board or not, like whether you're on that level, I don't actually commend it. I used to, and then I recognized it wasn't working for me. So if that's something that works for you, if you're in the morning, like your alarm goes off and you do a little scrolling, you can tackle some to-dos there. Now, just be mindful if it's really early of if you're going to be sending text messages, you might not want to send text messages at 6:30 in the morning. People don't really like that, but you can send emails for sure. That's step one. So if you want to hit it before your feet hit the floor, we had one of our really early beta testers 4.5, 5 years ago, used to say she would tackle her to-dos while blow drying her hair because she was a daily hair wash girl. And so she would tackle her to-dos then. So that's another opportunity. Sometime in the day before you leave your home, maybe you're tackling to-dos with your morning coffee. Okay. So those are 3 times within the morning before you leave. Now, for those who are commuting or have the opportunity to commute, sometimes commuting is an opportunity. If you're not driving, right, if you're on a train or if you're in a carpool or some sort of situation like that, you can absolutely tackle some to-dos then. Be safe. We don't want you using the app while driving, please. And so that's commute time if you have an opportunity to, maybe when you're walking from your car to the office or something to that effect, you can get a few minutes in there, right? It is fairly easy to tackle to-dos if you're doing it that quickly. It is harder, of course, if you're on the move to be able to log orders, but you can absolutely work your to-dos and do your reach outs while you're walking, or if you're riding, whether it be on a train or in a carpool or something to that effect, you can do that. You also have the opportunity, of course, during breaks. So if you take 15-minute breaks, if you're supposed to take 15-minute breaks and you're not taking 15-minute breaks, you can take 15-minute breaks. And so take those 15 minutes, remove yourself ideally from your typical work environment, whether you're working from home or whether you're working in an office in a cubicle. You can remove yourself from that so that way you're not tempted by maybe an email ping or something work related, and genuinely tackle, again, 5 to 10 minutes of to-dos. It's within those confines. Next up, anyone willing to guess? Lunch. If you take a 30-minute lunch period or an hour lunch break, depending on what your day is like, and if you're not because you're working at home and everything blurs together, trust me, I understand. Take some time and schedule yourself schedule an alarm, schedule an alert to be able to remind you to utilize your lunch period. And while you are eating, whatever you want to eat for lunch. I was going to say ideally healthy and nutritious, but let's be real. Uh, Whenever you're eating, you want to take some time and you want to make sure to be aware, or you want to take some time to go ahead and do the 5 to 10 minutes to reach out. Okay, so we've now hit like the morning time. You've got the morning lunch, or sorry, the morning break of 15 minutes. We also, of course, can do the afternoon break of 15 minutes. You can do the lunch hour. Maybe that none of that works for you. That's totally fine. We talked about commuting, so whether in the morning or in the evening, if commute works safely, then you can utilize that time. And now we're going to jump past the chaos, at least that happens in my home between 4 and 7, just straight chaos. There's things everywhere, there's people everywhere. They're very genuinely very loud, trying to figure out how to expend energy in my household at least. 4 to 7 in my house is nuts. And so that would not work for me, but maybe it's not nuts for you. Maybe it's the calm before the storm. Maybe it's the calm before others arrive back in the home from the day. Who knows? If that time works for you, utilize that time. I can't empathize with that. And just tell me how nice it is. You have the opportunity after 7 or after that chaotic bubble of the evening routine, you can, if you sit down and you are a Netflix type person, Netflix changed things a little bit, or streaming services changed things a little bit. Previously, when commercials were a thing, commercials are the best opportunity to be able to catch things up. So if you watch live TV, commercials are a great opportunity because they're vying for your attention. But in reality, if you're spending your time in the app to make money as opposed to coveting what they're trying to sell to you, it's probably a better use of your time. It also means if you're sitting on your couch and you've got some sort of situation on TV, you're likely scrolling through your phone. You're probably doing the death scroll, right? And so if you take some of that time to go ahead and make sure to do your reach outs and be mindful, especially as it gets into the later evening. Again, if you're going to send text messages, it's ideal to send them at a reasonable hour when someone's not going to go, why is she reaching out? And you can just be like, sorry, Netflix was on. But you can absolutely work within the evening routine as well. Again, 5 to 10 minutes a day sounds like a lot, but if you schedule an alert for the best time of the day for you to be able to go through your to-dos, and ideally you want to make sure to have it in a time where if you can't be logging orders while you're commuting and like walking, I used to walk to the office, walking, then you can absolutely make sure to schedule another 5 minutes later in the day when you have the opportunity to have maybe your what do we call back office or workspace or virtual office or whatever you call it up on your computer, and then you can log orders either on your phone, or you can also log orders on our desktop portal. So if you want, I can make sure that a link gets dropped in the comments below on how to utilize the desktop portal, and you can log orders there. It makes it easy. A lot of people do side-by-side screens in terms of their virtual office or back office and then their desktop portal. So that way they can get all the information, just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. So that way they're getting the orders in. And then again, you can split that up. So again, you can go 5 minutes, 5 minutes. But again, breaking your goals down into daily tasks and recognizing if you're doing something within the Sell with Amy app, you're working your business, you're growing your business, you're looking for opportunities to grow, you're connecting with new people, you are absolutely going to be growing your business, and you will see results to be able to celebrate, circling it back to the beginning, at the very, with multiple daily tasks. So my challenge for you, because it's officially beyond the middle of the year, it's beyond the middle of 2021, is to take a peek at your goals, see if you're on track to achieve your yearly goals or your June goals, right? If you're not, let this be your best friend. Give me 2 weeks with it and let's see what changes, okay? So I'd love to hear what your goals are, if you're on track to achieve your goals, and if you're ahead of your objective, like if you're ahead of halfway through your yearly goals, then maybe it's time to reassess and make sure that these daily tasks continue to be done. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you book the opportunity, or I hope that you take the time to book alarms to be able to follow up and utilize Sell with Amy to grow your business 5 minutes at a time. Thanks so much.